They had just tied the knot, and what followed left absolutely everyone stunned. The world expected glamour honeymoon snapshots from Paris cafes, golden hour strolls in the Maldives, maybe even a few glitzy yacht shots floating through their feeds, but instead, radio silence. No Instagram stories, no media coverage, not even a whisper from the paparazzi. And that sudden stillness triggered a flood of questions. Were they hiding something? Had something gone wrong already? But when the truth finally emerged, it was far more powerful and beautiful than anyone could have imagined. What Dara and Jung Il-woo chose to do in the Philippines wasn't just surprising. It was deeply heartfelt, so unexpected, it left even their most devoted fans speechless. And by the end of this story, you'll understand exactly why their silence spoke louder than any announcement ever could. Instead of flying off to some extravagant escape, the couple simply disappeared, but it wasn't for privacy or relaxation. They were on a very different kind of mission. Quietly, without media buzz or flashy attention, they began visiting communities in need, places most tourists never see. Children's hospitals, struggling schools, shelters, small rural clinics. One by one, they showed up, no cameras, no entourage, just quiet visits that left behind meaningful change. Beds for the sick, school supplies for eager minds, scholarships for futures that once felt out of reach. Not a single press release, no spotlight, just gifts left behind, without fanfare. And then, a small hospital in the Philippines posted a thank you letter addressed to an anonymous newlywed couple from Korea who had donated in the name of the children who deserved to dream again. The note was signed, in unmistakable handwriting, "Love, Dara and Il-woo." The internet couldn't believe it. Lavish wedding gifts worth hundreds of thousands gone. Given away. But it didn't stop there, they poured their own money into it too. Over 500 million won, handed out in less than a week. But the question lingered: why? Why give so much, so fast? That answer goes back to their wedding night. Once the music faded and guests had all gone, the couple sat quietly together in their suite by the sea. Dara, still wearing her wedding gown, gazed at the waves and softly said, "This doesn't feel right. Not the marriage, not their love, but the idea of holding on to so much, when so many had so little." She didn't want their marriage to start with clinging to blessings. She wanted their love to overflow. And without skipping a beat, Jung Il-woo responded, "Then let's give it all away." That single moment changed everything. By the next morning, they were already in action. Dara made her way to a shelter for girls. Jung Il-woo loaded a van with supplies and drove into the countryside. They wore plain clothes, avoided attention, spoke with warmth, and asked just one thing wherever they stopped: "What do you need?" Most people didn't even recognize them. And that was the point. They weren't there as celebrities. They were there simply to give. At one stop, a little boy looked up at Dara and asked, "Aren't you the singer from TV?" She smiled gently and said, "Not today. Today, I'm just someone who loves you." In a world where the spotlight often overshadows sincerity, what they did in silence resonated louder than any headline. They didn't seek attention. They sought connection, and they found it in the eyes of strangers, in the hearts they helped, in the quiet moments of giving. Their fans didn't respond with cheers this time. They were left in awe, because this wasn't just a sweet gesture between newlyweds. It was a declaration, a vow not just to each other, but to the world around them. They traded in their luxury, their comfort, their fame, and, in return, received something that no amount of money could ever buy. If this story touched you like it touched us, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video, and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this remind us that real love doesn't just shine, it gives.